There is a saying that there is nothing that we know or that exists that has never existed before. From the ideas, from ideas to what is discovered, or would I say uncovered. So could it be that the concept of the is had been known, had died out, and just been vigorously revived by the Numan? If we have to take this, we have to examine this idea or this thought that there's nothing that exists now, or from ideas to any physical thing or whatever, that has never been before. So can it be said that the Numan has just invigorated and deepened the concept of the is that has been known before? So I came across the words of somebody. It's called Thich Nhat Hanh, who writes about the works of the Buddha. So that's what made me to ask this question. He says, life is available only in the present moment. This is a simple teaching of the Buddha, but very deep. So if someone asked you, has the best moment of your life arrived yet? I say many of you would probably say the best moment of your life has not yet come. But the best moment of your life will never come. Yeah, probably because it is right now. Well, this may be referring to the personal life, but it shows the desire, or it shows how the concept of the is interwoven into the fabric of daily life. So what can you say about this, Duane?
It's very simple, Charles. You have discovered a truth.
Okay. It would have been the shortest answer.
It all leads up to this, doesn't it? You discovered a truth, Charles. There you go. Yeah, very real.
In what sense, God?
Yeah, that's what I see. You've discovered a truth. So again, yes, the reality of life, it's exactly that. It all is, whether it's creation or whatever. No matter what is created, no matter what ideas are shared or buildings or, etc. No matter what is created, it already is. And so people have been given the idea of creation, so they think that there's a starting point and possibly an ending. And usually the ending is always some kind of doom, isn't it? It's predictions and prophecies and all these things. Well, that's going to be the end of life and God is going to destroy this or destroy the earth or whatever. It's always a beginning and ending. But realistically, once you really see what life is, it is an isness where everything's available and it's always been you deciding, what you are to do, recognize, see, figure out, whatever. It's an isness. This really is. It always is. And that's just another view. Well, what happens here is that, yes, we do set up things like the new presentation, like the governments, the politics, the spiritual paths, whatever. We set up these things. And then for the most part, most people, because they don't understand how creation and life is, they don't understand this isness yet. So what they do is they decide to become mentally and emotionally attached to the ideas that they've created and agreed to. That becomes the difference. And then from there, they add to it and it gets a little bit stranger and a little bit stranger until it becomes ceremonies, rituals, tradition, all these things. It just the same thing over and over, because the true reality life is, it always is, it's invisible, but yet it's invisible to what we're deciding and creating here with our one-dimensional view in a physical sense. But with your real awareness, it is visible, you see, because it has its own sight, you might say. It has its own seeing. And again, we've created this simulator because we need this experience as a comparison. But we get caught up in it. That becomes the difference. So what you've stated there, if you're going to relate to it as something, it's very simple. Yes, it is a truth. That's what you might say is a real truth, because it is now. But just like Eckhart Tolle talks about now, but he uses the spiritual and the God connotation. He adds that to it, you see? And by the very fact that he adds that to it, okay, now becomes something a little bit different, you see? And besides, he doesn't have the real guides in life backing him. So he doesn't have the all aliveness life is. He doesn't have that. He has ideas, and he's talking about a now that's of a specific, of a particular, but it's not the real now. No, it's a simulator. And just like when people when they do the spiritual exercises in the old days, and now they see the light, but it's the astral light. It's not the real light. They can't take the real light. They got to take the knowledge first before they can get to the real light. And they got to recognize that. And even if they have the experiences with the real light, doesn't mean they recognize it. Again, how many people recognize what the sun is demonstrating? Just about nobody. And it's right in front of them every day, but they still don't recognize it. Why are you here? You're here to recognize the whole of life, not just to build things and make a little house to live in and then feel happy about it and become emotionally attached to it. Okay, you can do that, but that's all you'll have, etc. And people want freedom. Well, there's no freedom in that. It's restriction. So again, yes, you did discover a truth. And yes, the Buddha way, okay, so they use that as a reference, which is fine. I use Rebazar as a reference because they're the real guides, and they stand real in the real universes. Does Buddha stand in the real universes? No, he doesn't. He's in the astral worlds. That's where Buddha is. That's as far as he can see. But it's a cute idea, isn't it? It's all cute. And again, it's choice. Look on the real site. You'll be shown. There's a bigger view if you'll go after it. But yes, Charles. Let's sum all this up. But again, that sound good idea, guess what? The real guides, the true silent ones from the is, and the isness and the whole of life do not support it. There's the difference. There's no aliveness in it. It's just an idea like the buildings you see. It looks like they're alive because people are coming and going, right? In the Trump Towers and the White House, whatever. But you clear those people out. You see it for what it is, don't you? It's just an empty building even when the people are there. Yes. Because there's no life here. This is a simulator. The real life is your real awareness. And so these sound good ideas are cool, but what backs that up? That's like having the wiring in your house, all there, and the outlet's there, but then you plug something in, it ain't working, because you know what? You ain't got no electricity. It's not there. You ain't got no gas for your car. It's not there. The boys, the reality life is, the new you is the real connection now. All these other things, there's no backing. There's no reality with them, but they do look good. They do sound good. So yes, you did discover a truth, Charles, and it's a one-dimensional one. It sounds good, but look to the real side. Test that. Look to the real side. What's behind that? What's behind this guy that's saying this? Who's backing him? See, who supports him? That'll be a fun experiment, won't it?
Would be.
Yeah.